recording for Julie wants to see it later. Well, I did write one today, or yesterday. I think I wrote one. I went to what's going on here? There's a hot springs north of here I went to the other day. So I wrote this poem. Well, I wrote part of it up there, and then I finished it right down here. Okay, I'll just start right in. I find the bench I remember. It looks out over the valley. I've written here before. I get my notebook out and begin writing about the greening of spring. Then the words become fainter. The ink is running out. Desperate, I keep writing, only making indents of words I can just make out. Then I need to give up. Nothing to do but sit here, experience myself here. At first words try to come, but then it's just me sitting, breathing. This is life without words, or maybe before words. And it's satisfying too, almost a relief to be wordless. I walk up the trail enjoying the movement, the primal being. They say first was the word, but I say first there was the wordless. I like this idea and hurry to find a new pen to write it down.
I like that.
Yeah, it wasn't bad for a Mercury retrograde poem.
I like what the line about first there was wordless. I like that line.
Yeah, like in the Bible when it says first was a word.
Mm-hmm.
Well, okay. I'm reading from one of my books. I think I'm almost getting enough poems for another book. I'll see if I can get it together. This is called The Jet Trail. I'm walking farther on this trail than I intended. You know how it is. You're sure around the next bend will be some glorious vista. When I finally sit down, immediately the flies find me. Can they smell me? Pesky things won't leave me alone. I bring out my pad to write some peaceful poetry, but I want to kill these flies. Overhead, I see a jet trail in the sky, a white streak, unnaturally straight. Looking back a few minutes later, the trail has morphed into a giant fossil dinosaur's tail. The trees in front of me have grown since the last fire here. They are tall and spindly, crowded together, too closely, fighting for the sun. Now I look back at the jet trail. It's become little white puffs, just like any other clouds. The unnatural has become natural. The teenage trees at the top are touching each other fondly. I watch the flies crawling on my ankles. I let my eyes see them with acceptance. They don't bother me. In fact, I feel their little lives are as precious as my own.
Very nice.
Yeah. Let's see, what's next here? This one's called Name. A young woman asks me, why don't you send your poems out? I say, I know. That's the way to make a name for yourself. Get published in small poetry magazines, enter contests. Then maybe a specialty press will publish you. But I'm old. I've made my money in the ordinary ways. I can afford to do things my own way. She frowned and didn't believe me. And because she is a sly girl, said, you've already got a name for yourself, Stubborn. I thought a minute and agreed. Also, you can call me prideful and sometimes scared. You see, all those things true of a young person are also true of me. Our names don't really change, although my name no longer smells like the flowers of promise, but of a stagnant pond. Ooh, I don't know about that. I long to find a new name, or no name. On my gravestone, let it simply say, I am.
Yep. I'm not sure about the stagnant pond part though.
Yeah, I didn't like reading that either. I don't know why that got in there. Oh, well, maybe at the time it felt okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, let's read this other little one. The quail. Finding a shady spot on the trail, I lean against a pine whose branches fan out above me. There are many clusters of 4 or 5 cones. It may be old and dying. I mean to think about my place in the living world. A cool wind is whispering in from the ocean. I see no animals until a blue jay flies squawking by. I sit very still, and now a bunny appears out of the bushes. Then I see a lizard doing push-ups. Now a troop of quail is a kind of bird here, come up the path, pecking incessantly at the ground, like moving like electrons. The lookout quail seems not to notice me. My God, will they walk right over my feet? But they turn unhurriedly into the bushes. Their delightful peeps enchant me. Out of the blue it occurs to me, they don't know who they are. They just are. Nature cradles me like a mother, whispers like the wind telling me, I know you need to know, but first simply be. Yeah, anyways, I didn't choose those, but a lot of those poems kind of echo my poem I wrote the other day. Well, Glenda, I'm going to read yours. Let's see, Grass in My Toes, is that the one?
Yep.
Grass in my toes. I walk barefoot across the green grass. My toes hear the whispers of earth's promises. A sweet madness of spring calls softly to me, while the coruscant stars preside o'er my thoughts. The grass neath my toes speaks my name as I dance. The wind carries honeysuckle scent, drenched in the sun. I stand, watch the sun as it falls into the sea, and dream of the rhythmic toss of its waves. Lost in the memory, I listen, my bare feet wrapped as secrets are told. I feel the earth wake from her chilly slumber. She begins to adorn her bare limbs in emerald green, watching the unfolding of inflorescence's leaves. Listen to the pinks and purples as prose. Allow the laughter that peers through my toes. That's cute. You rhymed prose and toes. To wash me clean from winter's fast grip, and smile at me standing, the grass neath my feet, and the sweet madness of spring at last has arrived, with whispers of promises through the grass in my toes. Is that a newer one, or is that older?
Yeah, it's brand new.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Very nice. What does
Thank you.
quarter scant mean?
It means sparkly.
Oh,
Just means
okay.
sparkly.
Yeah. I haven't seen that word before. What was that other word I didn't know either? Let's see.
It means flowers.
Oh, inflorescences. What's that mean?
Mhm. It means flowers.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh, another
I
lovely.
I had to use my thesaurus because I wanted another word besides flowers. and that's what I
Ah,
found.
okay. Sweet madness of spring.
That line was what started the poem, "Sweet Madness of Spring."
Uh,
I almost called the poem that, but I went with grass in my toes.
yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, that's uh, more evocative in a way.
Mm.
Lovely, very sweet poem. Kind of nice spring feeling to it.
Hmm. Thank you.
I'm sure the other girls will probably listen to it on YouTube, maybe. Where does that come from? I'm still having fun with this book, Art and Nature. I might as well just keep reading from it. Here's one by Alfred Lord Tennyson. He was an oldie. Well, he wasn't that old. 1809 to 1892. Nothing will die. When will the stream be aweary of flowing under my eye? When will the wind be aweary of blowing over the sky? When will the clouds be aweary of fleeting? When will the heart be aweary of beating? And nature die? Oh, never, nothing will die. The stream flows, the wind blows, the cloud fleets, the heart beats. Nothing will die. Nothing will die, all things will change through eternity, till the world's winter, autumn, and summer are gone long ago. Earth is dry to the center, but spring a newcomer, a spring rich and strange, shall make the winds blow round and round, throw and throw, here and there, till the air and the ground shall be filled with life anew. The world was never made, the world was never made, it will change, but it will not fade. So let the wind range, for even and morn ever will be through eternity. Nothing was born, nothing will die, all things will change.
Mm.
Seems like was doing all that rhyming at first, and then it didn't rhyme for a while. Unless I didn't see it.
I think I don't. I think he's right. He did, and then he didn't.
Yeah, kind of changed halfway through there. Excuse me for coughing.
I think that's called poetic license.
Yeah, but like free verse didn't come in until like Whitman, I think. I don't know when Whitman wrote. Well, maybe it was getting towards that time. But here's one by Denise Levertov. She's definitely in the free verse land. For the new year, 1981. I have a small grain of hope, one small crystal that gleams clear, colors out of transparency. I need more. I break off a fragment to send you. Please take this of a grain of hope, so that mine won't shrink. Please share your fragment so yours will grow. Only so by division will hope increase, like a clump of irises which will cease to flower unless you distribute the clustered roots, unlikely source, clumsy and earth-colored of grace. my irises are just coming up, at least the leaves. They're pure white. They're really pretty spectacular. Let's see, here's a bunch of bunch of smaller poems. This one's by May Sarton. I've heard of her. I guessed. My woods belong to a woodcock and to deer. For them it is accident I'm here. If for the plump raccoon I represent an ash can that was surely heaven sent, the bright-eyed mask, the little clever little paws obey not mine but someone else's laws. The young buck takes me in the long glance that says that I, not he, am here by chance. And they all go their ways as I must do, up to the green and down again to snow. No one of us responsible or near, but each himself and in the singular. When we do meet, I am the one to stare, as if an angel had me by the hair. I am flooded by some ancient bliss before all I possess and can't possess. I don't think possess and bliss really rhyme, but anyway. So when a stranger knocks hard at the door, he cannot know what I am startled for. To see before me an unfurry face, a creature like myself in this wild place. Our wilderness gets wilder every day, and we intend to keep the tamed at bay.
That's fun.
Yeah. She was born in 1912. Here's one by somebody named James Laughlin, who was born in 1914. Haiku, slightly over length. Winter has come, 5 days of ice storm. The sheep have retreated to the barn, and the dog is allowed into the kitchen. I think of you and keep warm.
Hmm.
And here's one by good old Gary Snyder. Pine tree tops. In the blue night, frost haze, the sky glows with the moon. Pine tree tops bend snow blue, fade into sky, frost, starlight, the creak of boots, rabbit tracks, deer tracks. What do we know? And here's one by an old Chinese feller, Chin Wen Di. Winter night. My bed is so empty that I keep on waking up. As the cold increases, the night wind begins to blow. It rustles the curtains, making a noise like the sea. Oh, that those were waves which could carry me back to you.
Hmm.
And here's one by Edward Thomas, an Englishman, born in 1878. This should be probably rhyming. Out in the dark. Out in the dark, over the snow, the fallow fawn invisible go. When the fallow doe and the winds blow, fast as the stars are slow. Stealthily the dark haunts round, and when the lamp goes without sound, as a swifter bound than the swiftest hound, arrives and all else is drowned. And star and I and wind and deer are in the dark together near, yet far and fear drums on my ear in that sage company drear. How weak and little is the light, all the universe of sight, love and delight before the night. If you love it not, if you love it not of night. Boy, he like rhymed every single line.
When I first started to write poetry, all my poetry was rhyming.
Yeah.
I didn't do free verse until I was probably in my like close to what I am now.
Yeah, I didn't start to read poetry till I was like in the early 70s, and I just learned the modern poets, the free verse. I didn't read the old poets very too much, but I like reading the rhymes. It sort of trips off the tongue nicely.
Mhm. It's kind of it's a little bit more challenging because you have to make it make sense and rhyme. That
Yeah,
was always my challenge.
I can imagine. You have to get very creative, I think. Here's one by John Clare. You know, I think Mary Oliver liked John Clare. That's way back there, 1793. The winter is spring. The winter comes, I walk alone. I want no birds to sing. To those who keep their hearts their own, the winter is the spring. No flowers to no flowers to please, no bees to hum. The coming spring's already come. I never want the Christmas rose to come before its time. The seasons, each as God bestows, are simple and sublime. I love to see the snowstorm hing. 'Tis but the winter garb of spring. Is hing a real word?
I don't think so.
You needed something to rhyme with spring.
It rhymes on paper, but not when you say it.
I never want the grass to bloom, the snowstorm best in white. I love to see the tempest come, and love its piercing light. The dazzled eyes that love to cling o'er snow-white meadows seize the spring. I love the snow, that crimpling snow that hangs on everything. It covers everything below, like white dove's brooding wing, a landscape to the aching sight, a vast expanse of dazzling light. Oh, let's do one more. It is the foliage of the woods that winters bring, the dress, the white Easter of the year in bud, that makes the winter spring. The frost and snow his posies bring, nature's white spirits of the spring. Oh, the picture of that is from Chagall.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what are we doing? Oh, we've got a tiny bit of time. Oh, wow. This is Keats. He was back there. Oh, he didn't live very long. Oh, my God. Born in 1795, he died in 1821.
Wow.
A young man. I think he did a lot in his life for some few years. On the grasshopper and cricket. The poetry of earth is never dead. When all the birds are faint with the hot sun and hide in cooling trees, a voice will run from hedge to hedge about the new mown mead. That is grasshoppers. He takes the lead. In summer's luxury he is never done with his delights, for when tired out with fun, he rests at ease beneath some pleasant weed. The poetry of earth is ceasing never. On a lone winter evening, when the frost has wrought his silence, from the stove there were shrills, the cricket's song, in warm, increasing ever. It seems to one in drowsiness half lost, the grasshoppers among some grassy hills. Let's see, maybe I'll do one more. I'm running out of time here. This is by Christina Rossetti. You ever heard of her? 1830 to 1894. English, but with an Italian name. Spring quiet. Gone were but the winter, come were but the spring. I would go to a covert where the birds sing, wherein the whitethorn singeth a thrush, and a robin sings in the holly bush. Full of fresh scents are the budding boughs, arching high over a cool green house, full of sweet scents and whispering air, which saith softly, we spread no snare. Here dwell in safety, here dwell alone, with a clear stream and a mossy stone. Here the sun shineth most shadily, here is heard an echo of the far sea, though far off it be. Oh, I'm liking that book. I'm getting my education in the older poets. Okay, Glenda, I'm going to say goodnight. And Brenda, you too.
Thank you, John.
And next week I will be back home, so Wednesday will work next week.
Okay.
So have a lovely week, and I'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Hey. Brenda says thanks.